Good morning. The results are in for school budgets and school board members across the region. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Meteorologist Eric Gage is over in the Weather Center. And Eric, boy, yesterday turned out to be nice. Can we see a second in a row?
Yeah, yesterday was fantastic weather-wise. The days before, rain and cold, the sun actually... persistent throughout the day today. So here's a look outside right now from our tower cam. You can see here cloudy skies are prevailing, and that's going to be the sign for today. Not only will it be cloudy out, but also we're tracking some rainfall as we head throughout the day today. So here's a look at the temperature sitting at 49 degrees across the state, 40s as well. And a look at the radar. It's dry right now. We zoom out. Here's that approaching rain system. So again, today we're looking at more or less a rainy one, especially in the afternoon and evening. The morning, though, will be shaping up dry. So if you have any last minute plans to get out and mow the lawn or whatnot, go ahead and do it this morning, because this afternoon, especially in the evening hours, that's when that rain begins to develop. And we are tracking more rainfall the next few days. Plus, if we could see some sunshine trailing it, that, of course, is coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. In an unusual move, the
is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. And now we are tracking rainfall later on in the day today, but that looks to hold off this morning. So if you're heading out, temperatures begin in the 40s. It's a cool start, but it's a dry start. So, but keep that umbrella handy, because by the mid to late afternoon, that's when that rainfall moves in. And we don't actually warm up all too much either, with those high temperatures only in the mid-50s. Our photo of the day today takes us to Utica, and a frequent submitter of our photo submissions. This is taken by Lazur Photography of a beautiful shot of Utica, and it was titled The Utica Tranquility. And there was a pretty nice sunset yesterday. From my drive down the hilltops of New Hartford, I got to see some of the beauty there as well. So shout out to Lazur Photography, and of course shout out to Utica this morning with the beautiful scenery we saw last night. Again, unfortunately, we're going to see a lot more clouds than sun today, and a lot more rain than sun today. We'll have a full look at that forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. May has given us more.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Wednesday. Today we begin with cloudy skies, dry weather though, but that might not be the case later on. A look outside in downtown Utica early today. We still are looking at that overcast across the board. The temperature still sitting at a cool 49 degrees, dew point of 43, so the air is a little more dry than days past, but either way, we have an east-southeast wind of 6 miles an hour, which is dragging in mainly winds from the south and east, which is bringing dry weather for now, but we'll see actually later on in the day today this approaching frontal boundary bringing widespread rain to our area. Initially, the rainfall will be a little bit sporadic and on and off, but especially overnight tonight and for much of tomorrow, that'll be a much different story. Now, the clouds have been the main story the past several days, and I want to go back for a second and look at this cloud cover history here. And you can see we only had a couple of days, the 11th and 12th, where we had mainly sunny skies. In fact, matter of fact, I believe Saturday too, we had a lot more sunshine than not. But look at the outliers here. It's a cloudy stretch. Not too often do we see this type of weather here in May. We're also 15, 20 degrees cooler as well with that cool pattern. And of course, we are 2 inches above average for rainfall. So it's been a cool, rainy, and cloudy May, and you're not alone thinking that it's an outlier. Still, if you have any yard work to do, if you missed out on a chance yesterday, you have a chance to do it this morning because rain develops later on, and I would not recommend mowing the lawn Thursday and Friday with that widespread rain and some sporadic rain showers heading into the end of the week. The MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So today, cloudy skies initially, rain develops. Again, it's sporadic initially, then widespread overnight tonight. And then by early tomorrow, scattered to widespread rain showers throughout the day. Pretty much a washout for your Thursday. Really no silver lining with that at all. Then by Thursday night into Friday, there could be some flurries, or I should say more of a wintry mix falling in the hilltops, but it looks to be much of the moisture beginning to dry up a little bit. Either way, Friday, cloudy skies, damp 40s, and some sporadic rain that turns a little more widespread in the evening and into the overnight. And so your 7-day forecast, the main story everyone wants to know, how is Memorial Day weekend shaping up? Unfortunately, Saturday looks to be another one of those rainy days. Sunday, we're cutting it close for rainfall, and we're still keeping our fingers crossed that low pressure leaves our area in time for any festivities for Memorial Day and beyond. Hopefully it warms up too. We're in the 60s by Tuesday, and so just hopefully we get out of this pattern. I know a lot of folks have just been waiting for that warmth and sunshine in an extended stretch.
Yeah, I think the holiday weekend will change things.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. A Shakira concert earlier this
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And about 4:30 this morning, I heard on the scanner a tractor trailer hit a median, and you're actually seeing that on the traffic cams too, right?
Yes, that's right. Let's head straight to the traffic tracker right now because we're starting out with a view of the thruway area. Now, the latest information is that the road is no longer closed. That would give a purple indication of the roadway. And it was originally closed between the Utica exit and the Westmoreland exit. So again, the road was blocked due to a crash. As Gary mentioned, the potential of the tractor trailer hitting the median. We actually did have photo submissions sent in to us. We'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes. It'll load it into our weather system here. But we did have confirmed photos of that tractor trailer that hit the median. Still, outside right now, downtown Utica, out in the distance there, cool, cloudy start, temperatures in the 40s. Still some peaks of sunshine in the southern tier, either way, cloudy skies in the Mohawk Valley. Radar is dry for now. We zoom out. Here's that approaching rainfall. So we are saying goodbye to a brief stint of dry weather, and we'll see that arrive in the mid to late afternoon between 3 to 6 p.m. Rain will be sporadic, turning widespread tonight, and that'll set the stage for a pretty unsettled stretch of weather looking ahead into the coming Memorial Day weekend. We'll have a full detailed look at that, of course, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The results are in for school budgets and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:11, and as you head out the door today, we begin with dry conditions, but the second half of the day today might be a little bit more on the rainy side. Either way, a look at some area roadways and just cameras from across the area. You can see here cloudy skies are persisting, and temperatures are still on the cooler side in the mid to upper 40s. So look at our traffic tracker. We mentioned it previously. We'll be taking a look at the thruway incident that took place in Utica and the area that headed down toward Westmoreland. And you can see here the road was blocked due to a crash on the thruway between exit 32 and exit 31. Since then, the icons here indicate a stop and go. Likely the roadway is slowly opening again, but it was closed earlier this morning. In fact, here is a look at some of the photos submitted to us of that accident. The reports are, eyewitness reports are, that a tractor trailer struck the median, and that's what caused the closure on the roadway. We'll work to get more information on it later on this morning, but again, here's more looks at what took place on the thruway early today. So the radar is dry for now. We are tracking rainfall later on this afternoon. We'll have the details on the arrival time as well as how long this rain sticks around coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, enough is enough already, right?
Yes.
Well, tornadoes touched down in Jackson, Tennessee and in Huntsville, Alabama on Tuesday. Here is a look at the Tennessee tornado. The aftermath right there is debris flying in the air. This was at a Kirkland's Stores warehouse, and amazingly, no reports of any injuries in that area. And here is video showing a funnel cloud and lightning flashes in Huntsville, Alabama. A tornado watch was issued for most parts of the state on Tuesday, and hail was reported in many areas. There were reports of trees and power lines down throughout the state. Thousands of residents have been left without power. Today is National American Red Cross.
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
I just have one question for you. Did you just your ticket yet?
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Time now is 6:17, and we begin with cloudy skies today. Dry weather initially, but that will not be the case in the second half of the day today. We'll look outside in downtown Utica right now with cloudy, overcast conditions to wake up to today, and temperatures beginning in the 40s. So it's a cool start. And with that dry start, you might think that it'll be similar to yesterday, but keep that umbrella handy, especially for your evening commute coming home from work, where we'll be tracking some spotty rain showers. The radar at this point is mainly dry here in the central New York area. We zoom out on the radar and satellite, we can see this approaching low pressure system. Otherwise, it would be similar to a nor'easter, except we're not cold enough to produce snow. In this case, just rainfall. And this will set the stage for a pretty rainy next few days and a pretty cloudy next few days. Recapping the past couple of weeks, we have seen an extremely cloudy pattern, atypical of this time of year. So if you're wondering if this is something we usually see in May, and if you're more likely than not thinking this is an outlier, then of course you're right. This is quite the outlier. Only a couple of days of mostly sunny skies followed by generally overcast or mostly cloudy skies. And something else to mention too, we're running about 2 inches above average for rainfall, and we are running about 15 to 20 degrees below average for temperature. So today, if you want to get any yard work done, get it done early, because rain develops in the afternoon, mid to late afternoon. And then it remains pretty damp with rain showers Thursday and especially later on Friday. So get out and do it now before it might be a little bit too late to mow the lawn. Now look at the skycast today. Cloudy skies for the most part. That rainfall, watch it move in, and it'll slowly produce some rainfall by 5, 6, 7 p.m. in the Mohawk Valley, earlier in areas to the south. Widespread rain overnight tonight. It's a damp start to your morning on Thursday. Maybe, just maybe, some mixing of sleet in the highest elevations of the Adirondacks. Then Thursday evening, still widespread rain, drying up a little bit temporarily Friday morning. And then we head into a more active pattern again Friday evening and Friday night with the onset of more widespread rainfall. And so your 7-day forecast, the main thing we're focusing on right now, Memorial Day weekend, how is it shaping up? Unfortunately, Saturday appears to be more of a rainy one, but Sunday, it appears that the rain showers will gradually taper off, and just hopefully that sunshine sticks around in time for any Memorial Day activities on Monday. And again, the sunshine and 60s, all we can ask for here in May.
A lot to look forward to,
Yes.
right? Eric, thanks. Tomorrow, Universal will have good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Could we see a third dry day in a row? Meteorologist Eric Gage over the Weather Center. And Eric, I think you mentioned the answer is no, right?
Yeah, well, at least we start out dry. It's not starting out with rain showers, it's the silver lining here. But yes, rain develops throughout the afternoon. A look outside from our Cavey Tower camera overlooking the central New York Mohawk Valley area, and you can see here cloudy skies prevail, dry conditions prevail, and cool conditions prevail early this morning. Temperature of 49 in Utica, 49 as well in Rome, and 43 down in Hamilton, 44 up in Saranac Lake. The radar at this point is starting out dry, but as we turn our attention to the south, this is that approaching rainfall. It's now impacting just south of Buffalo, the southern tier in a few minutes, and then eventually reaching our area later on this afternoon. So the next 12 hours, we begin in the 40s with dry weather, but we see that rainfall begin to move in by the afternoon. So if you have any outdoor plans to maybe mow the lawn or do any yard work, you got a few hours there. So it's not raining just yet, but once it does, it's going to stick around for a few more days. We'll have a full detailed look at the timing of this rainfall and how long it lasts in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, I guess thanks for all that, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well,
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Good morning on this Wednesday. We begin with cloudy skies and cool conditions. If you're waking up right now, here's the current temperatures in the 40s. Not a terribly cold one, but also not a warm one either way. Now, it is also dry this morning. You won't need that umbrella heading out to work, but keep it handy because you will need it as you leave work this afternoon, with the rainfall expected to move in between 3 to 5 p.m. Light and sporadic initially, turning a lot more widespread later on tonight. Still, though, enjoy the window of dry weather we have this morning before, again, that rain begins to move in, because it won't pretty much end for quite a while. Still, though, we'll shed some light into this pretty cloudy stretch of weather we've had. Here's a look at our photo of the day today, which takes us to Utica. And a frequent submitter, shout out to Lazor Photography, always coming in with these amazing photos here. This one was sent of the sunsets, the beautiful sunsets in Utica, and just the overall skyline there. Amazing shot right there. If you have a photo like this you would like to submit, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. We'd love to see your creativity in selection of photos and whatnot as we enjoy doing this segment every day. Gary?
Eric, thanks. May has given us
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday, we begin dry, but rainfall makes its return yet again, at least later on in the afternoon. We have a little bit of a window here early this morning. A look outside in downtown Utica. Clouds persist, temperatures in the 40s as you wake up. A decent southeast wind of 9 miles an hour, and we'll continue to see that south wind usher in that rainfall again later today. The radar here locally is looking dry, but you might see if you look very closely south of Ithaca, that's where that leading edge of rainfall is right now. We zoom out, here is the approaching low pressure. This is an elongated system going from the coast all the way out to even Wisconsin and Minnesota. But this is part of a nor'easter that's moving up the coast here. And if it was in February, we'd be dealing with a lot of snow from this. But since it's already late May and we're still in the 50s, this is going to be mainly a rain event. Either way, the clouds will move in again, and honestly, they haven't really gone away. Aside from a few days between the 10th and the 12th, then the clouds have moved back in, and it's really been a cloudy stretch, much cloudier than usual. It's also been rainier than usual, with the rainfall reported around 2 inches above average so far this year at Griffis and Rome. And on top of that, the temperatures running 15 to 20 degrees below average right now. Still, though, if you have any plans on doing yard work, mowing the lawn, get it done early today because that rain moves in later on this evening, and it really doesn't end. And as we head into Thursday and into Friday, the MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So this morning, clouds persist, rainfall moves in this evening, temperatures in the 50s for the highs. Then tonight, widespread rain. It's a damp start to your
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This station is testing equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of an emergency. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Today, the rainfall begins to taper off, and we are keeping a very, very close eye on how this low pressure, which is causing the rainfall the next few days, how soon it leaves the northeast. If it moves as expected, Memorial Day will be dry and sunny in the 60s. But again, if it delays a few days, maybe we could get a nicer weekend. It could go either way, and so now we're just fine-tuning that forecast. Hopefully for the better. Hopefully more sunshine.
That's for sure. A lot of folks will keep the eye on that. That's for sure. Eric, thanks. Finale night
with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, that radar, man, it looks threatening.
Yeah, a little busy out there. A lot of heavy to moderate rainfall south of us, but here it's still, we're hanging on to that very last ditch of dry weather.
Just for a bit, right?
Yes, just for a little bit. In fact, outside right now, we can see right here, it's still cloudy out there. It's an overcast day. Temperature of 55, so it's one of those cooler than average days here in central New York, around 15 degrees below average to be exactly. And a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Again, a lot of this light green you see here isn't actually reaching the ground just yet. What is reaching the ground is that dark green and yellow out near Ithaca and Binghamton. So, matter of fact, those of you in Norwich and Oneonta might actually start seeing some rain showers right now, but the brunt of this rainfall is encompassing much of the Finger Lakes and areas in the northern half of Pennsylvania. And again, give it maybe another couple of hours, this will eventually reach the Mohawk Valley. Again, you can see here, cloudy in Rome, clouds in Hamilton, rain reported in Binghamton and in Ithaca, as well as those locations out in western New York. And so today, again, we started out dry. We will see that rain arrive in the next few hours. And as we head into the next couple of days, rain, again, is still on the menu, but we'll have a look at how Memorial Day shapes up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to a story. We first told you about this.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
This morning. Check this out right here over in Rome, right?
Yeah, viewer submitted video here you're witnessing right now. This one to warm your heart. This taken this past Saturday in Rome at the intersection of East Chestnut Street and Route 46.
Now the video captures multiple men stopping traffic to allow a duckling to cross the busy intersection, and toward the end of the video you can actually see
look at them running across
the mother and her ducklings. Boy, these guys stopped traffic but saved the day, right?
Yes, and a shout out to the Good Samaritans here in this video. And again, I always like to share some of the great things that happen in our area. This is definitely one to showcase why Central New York is definitely a unique place to be.
That's for sure.
A look at your forecast now. Again, I do want to start out by mentioning the last time we had a completely rain, snow free weekend was in November. Yes, it's been quite a while. And so whenever we're mentioning rain in the forecast for the weekend, it's not an outlier, that's for sure. There have been a few times recently, in fact, last weekend, not this weekend a few days ago, but the one before it, the previous weekend, where we had sunshine, but we did have some light rain in the morning. So that kind of classified as some form of rain throughout the day. Either way, though, much of this morning has been dry, in fact, entirely dry across the region. Downtown Utica, cloudy skies, decent wind speed, still temperatures hovering in the 50s. However, some parts of our area, parts of Oneonta, Norwich, might be seeing some rain showers as this low pressure begins to move in. This will set the stage for a pretty rainy stretch of weather looking ahead into even as early as the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. As you can see here, widespread rain today, tomorrow, Friday, and for the early part of Saturday. Now, the best shot for continuous steady rainfall will be tomorrow. There will be dry periods here and there, but overall, we're just not shaking this cool and wet weather pattern. We can see it right here. We've got two separate low pressure systems. You got one moving up the coast here, as you can see, and then one inland that is dragging slowly that low level moisture across the area. This is Friday evening, and still we've got quite that rainfall here in the area. Notice also on that map there was some blues. We'll show that here in a second. So in our Skycast, here comes that rainfall. It's going to be on and off early this evening, then widespread and steady tonight. Pockets of the Adirondacks tonight as well as tomorrow night could see some snow, or better yet, a wintry mix its way in. But the surface level is too wet and too warm for anything really to stick in the ground. But again, you head up in those higher elevations, you might see a bit of a wintry mix. Then tomorrow, pretty much a washout. From sunrise to sunset, steady rain for the most part. It does dry out a little bit overnight. Friday, lingering light rain, nothing really too impactful, maybe some patchy fog. And then we'll see the rain begin to fill its way back in again as we head throughout the day. And of course, by midnight, rain returns widespread heading into Saturday, and that'll continue on through Saturday evening, potentially in the early part of Sunday. And I do want to clarify in our 7-day forecast here. So yes, we've got sunshine moving in Monday and Tuesday, but there's potential for a pop-up shower Memorial Day. It's still too far out to give everyone a confirmed forecast for that, but we're keeping a very close eye on it because, of course, a lot of things happen on Memorial Day weekend, especially on Memorial Day itself. And just hopefully that sunshine sticks around just in time.
Definitely cross our fingers for that over the holiday weekend. Eric, thanks. Well, a deadly severe weather outbreak us now, and Eric, right on our doorstep that rain is, right?
Yes, right on the doorstep of the Mohawk Valley, and is now entering the door in Oneonta right now. In fact, a look at a live view in Oneonta, you can see, of course, the raindrops starting to hit parts of the lens right there. Of course, the rainfall continuing north. Mohawk Valley, right now, it is dry, and we can see it here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The rain showers now entering the southern border of Madison County, parts of Otsego County still, but again, Herkimer, Oneida County still entirely dry. Even Lewis and Hamilton counties also dry at this hour. But again, we zoom out, we can see this massive system pushing its way north. We will start to see that on and off rain in the valley within the next couple of hours. So again, today we started out cool. Temperatures have climbed into the mid-50s. And again, we got that rain slowly moving in over the next few hours. We are tracking this rain to continue on through tomorrow, Friday, even into parts of Saturday. We have an early preview of Memorial Day itself coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. State Police now tell us a suspect.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Today we started out dry, but rainfall is on our doorstep, or in some spots has already arrived. A look at downtown Utica right now, where the rain has not fallen just yet. It's still overcast. It's been overcast, and we'll expect to continue to see overcast skies, except this time with more things falling from the sky. This, of course, in the form of rain. Temperature at 55 degrees out there right now, a decent wind of 10 miles an hour. And the radar's starting to look a little bit more busy. We've got the rainfall hitting the southern edge of Madison County and the northern edge of Chenango County, as well as parts of Otsego County, a light rainfall. And as we zoom out, we can see this system approaching from the southwest. That'll bring with it, of course, that steady rain. However, it's going to be on and off initially. The better shot for steady rain will likely be tomorrow. Well, the clouds prevail, at least for the near future. Between now through Saturday, expect generally overcast skies. I wish we had a better shot for glimpses of sunshine. Maybe we're lucky, but the overall trend points to low-level moisture and, of course, that rainfall, as you can see here. Likely to possible chances of rain for the next few days. Pretty much at some point during the daytime, each of these days we're going to expect rainfall. Now, some of these days you might see a bit of a dry stretch for a few hours, but overall this pattern shows rainy conditions. In fact, as we head into the weekend, there will likely be rainfall on Saturday. And so our stretch of a lack of dry weekends continues. November, the last time, this is actually the weekend after my birthday, was the last time we had dry weather for an entire weekend. This is just mind-boggling that we just haven't really gotten that completely dry stretch. Even, as a matter of fact, the previous weekend, we had that sunshine. On Saturday morning, we had some light rains. Otherwise, it was a pretty nice weekend regardless, but technically, we did see some rain in the morning. So we have two low pressure centers. We got a nor'easter and an inland low that is influencing our weather over the next few days. Notice here we got some blues indicating some snow or even a wintry mix in the higher elevations. That's possible tonight with that cool air working its way in, but much of our area, we're just dealing with rainfall, especially tonight. Widespread rainfall continues throughout the day tomorrow. Tomorrow pretty much a washout, no doubt about it. Then by tomorrow evening, things quiet down a little bit, some patches of flurries or even a wintry mix in the highest hilltops. And then we'll switch over to rainfall again as we head into Friday evening and overnight, and then eventually into early Saturday with those clouds prevailing and some on and off rain. And again, as I mentioned, for this coming Memorial Day weekend, lingering rain potential for Sunday, and fingers crossed for dry weather on Monday. The data shows us there could be some pop-up showers, but pop-up showers are a lot better when there's sun involved with some of those. Where there's peaks of sunshine mixed in with those showers. We'll take that over overcast skies and steady rain. So, yeah, fingers crossed, it stays dry.
For Memorial Day.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. May has given up.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, green means wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a type of weather pattern we're just going to have a very hard time shaking. We're looking at widespread rain across central New York. It has moved in, and it is going to be sticking around for the next couple of days. Again, this rain is widespread and persistent. It's not heavy, but it is going to be around and lingering here for the next few days. Here's the bigger picture. More rain on the way. An area of low pressure is going to move in and make itself at home for a little while. The 53 degrees, the current temperature. It is going to cool down. Rain's going to linger over the next couple of days. We are tracking chilly temperatures as well. But things are going to change. We're going to track how things change and how soon the weather will improve and how the Memorial Day weekend is shaping up. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Some days you
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We have a cold, wet stretch of weather ahead. The question is this record-breaking? The answer is likely not. Tomorrow's high temperature 49, the record coldest high 47. So we'll get close. That record goes back to 2006, by the way. On Friday, we're calling for a high of 49, the record lowest high temperature 44. That's going to be safe. That was set back in 1963. So yes, it is absolutely cold. Is it the coldest recorded? No, but it's pretty close. Downtown Utica, temperature 53 degrees, cloudy skies, wet weather. We are tracking steady rain, and that rain is going to stick around for the next couple of days. It's widespread tomorrow and Friday, showers around Saturday. Things start to crack in the weather pattern by Sunday. We'll start to see some improvements. Here it is, widespread rain showing up. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Plenty of it where this is coming from as an area of low pressure moves in from the south and west. You're going to need to keep the umbrella handy as you head into this evening and over the next couple of days. Total rainfall between now and Friday afternoon looks to be over an inch, about an inch to an inch and a half. We don't have any flooding concerns here, but there could be some ponding and poor drainage areas. A reminder, you can always track the weather on the go. You can also get access to weather warnings by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Low pressure moves in from the south and west. This big curl on the satellite image is the center of this weather system, and this is a slow mover, just not a lot to budge this through the atmosphere. And this is, again, probably a 2-day event here. Widespread rain moves in tonight. Temperatures will settle back into the 40s. We start out tomorrow morning in the low to mid 40s, and it rains. And it won't rain the entire day, but it'll rain for most of it. So we'll call it a washout. Temperatures climb into the 40s. The rain's relatively light. It's not super heavy. We'll get some breaks in the rain tomorrow night. Friday looks wet as well. This is more of the drizzle type and patchy fog, and again, dreary conditions with temperatures only in the upper 40s Friday. The weather does improve as we head into the start of the weekend. Rain tonight, low 43. Rain tomorrow, a high of 49. Rain continues into Friday. It becomes more scattered. Scattered showers Saturday, 56. Temperatures start to warm up as we head into the end of the weekend. Still a few lingering showers and clouds Sunday, but Memorial Day looks better. Temperatures in the mid 60s. We're into the upper 60s on Tuesday with scattered showers and more rain in the forecast looking ahead to Wednesday. And coming up in a few minutes, we're going to track rainfall totals and if flooding is going to be a concern with all this rain.
Good point. All right, Bill, thank you.
It's something we just Bill Curtis.
We're tracking a wet weather pattern ahead. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I want to mention that our weather team has put together a local weather show that's going to be airing tomorrow on CBS Utica. And it's all geared towards preparing for severe weather. We had a lot of it last year. We just spent some time just going over some really helpful tips. For example, what to do in a tornado warning. What's the safest place to be in the house? And also how to avoid some dangerous weather that can sometimes happen around here. If you can't watch tomorrow night, it'll be rebroadcast on WKTV on Saturday at noon. Temperatures are going to be chilly over the next several days. We're only in the 40s tomorrow and Friday, into the 50s over the weekend. A little bit of a warming trend, though, as we head towards Memorial Day. And, of course, it all has to do with the rain, which will be around for the remainder of this evening. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar wet weather. That's going to continue. Keep the umbrella handy if you're taking the dog out for a walk. Tonight's featured dog is Ralph from Marcy. And again, we're tracking rainfall amounts. And I'll let you know how much is expected over the next couple of days. And that's coming up. Kristen, back over to you.
Bill, thank you. It's the most common cancer.
Miracle Drawing Ticket in person, Thursday, May 22nd at Chenatry's Hometown Market from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They will be on site accepting cash, check, or credit card. So come and get your children's Miracle Drawing Ticket, Thursday, May 22nd at Chenatry's Hometown Market.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking widespread rain that's going to be sticking around for the next couple of days. The question is this going to be enough to cause flooding? We've obviously had a lot of rain in the month of May. The answer is we're not expecting it. The rain is going to be pretty steady. We look at the risk for excessive rain, the risk for flash flooding. It's not here. It looks like it might be more to our east as we head into tomorrow and Friday. It's, again, not looking to be a concern. And so you can get rain. You can get steady rain that can last for a couple of days without having flooding in it. It has everything to do with the rainfall rate, which I think will be relatively light here. So some good news there. We always have to keep an eye on places that are prone to flooding, to poor drainage areas. And, of course, your yard's going to get pretty soaked here over the next couple of days, too. Speaking of your yard, are you going to get any frost here? The answer is we're not expecting frost going forward. It's going to be pretty chilly at night for the next couple of days, but the cloud cover will help keep temperatures from getting into the 30s over the next several days. Live look in downtown Utica, temperature of 53 degrees. We're tracking widespread rain moving in from the south. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. More of this is on the way. We're expecting a total of over an inch over the next 48 hours. So a good soaking rain, but again, it's going to take time for this rain to accumulate, and this does continue into Saturday. A reminder, you can get weather alerts to your phone by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Skywatchers are checking in with temperatures in the 50s. Bob in Clinton, 53. Mike in New Hartford, 54. Curtis, 46. Eric in Inlet, 47. Worcester, Carroll, with 48 degrees. Bigger picture shows low pressure that will be slowly pushing in and this is going to bring rain over the next 2 days. Tonight, widespread rain. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Showers continue as we head into tomorrow. The rain lasts most of the day, but again, it's relatively light but persistent. Rain showers continue into tomorrow night. The higher elevations of Hamilton County could see snowflakes mix in from time to time. Not expecting accumulation there, but again, that just shows you how cold it's going to be here over the next couple of days. On and off rain showers continue into Friday as well as Saturday. Tonight, rain, a low of 43. Tomorrow, showers, steady rain. Temperatures in the upper 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Temperatures will be in the 40s on Friday, so it's another chilly day. The weekend looks cloudy, on and off showers. It won't be as steady of a rain as the next 2 days, so some improvements. Monday, sunshine, 66 degrees. Looks like a nice day. Rain showers return Tuesday and Wednesday, but it looks warmer with high temperatures in the 60s. We'll be right back.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
We're tracking a cold rain across central New York. Widespread, light and steady is the name of the game as we head into the next couple of days. It's going to stay soggy this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is continuing to move to the north and east, and again, we're tracking a steady cold rain. Current temperature 52 degrees. The wind has been very persistent throughout today, and it's going to continue. Rain continues tonight, tomorrow, into Friday, as well as the weekend. Chilly temperatures linger around, but things are going to improve as we head into the weekend. This evening, again, it's going to be in the 40s with rain, but I am tracking improvements in the weather. I'll let you know how that unfolds as we head into the holiday weekend, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. The Humane Society of Rome is getting...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking a cold rain. Temperatures are only expected to be in the 40s over the next 2 days. The question is, are we going to break any records? So I went back and looked at the record coldest high temperatures over the next 2 days. And tomorrow, it's 47. That was set back in 2006. That was another cold, wet May 22nd. I don't think we're going to break that, but we might get pretty close. We're calling for a high of 49. We'd have to get heavy rain in order to get colder than that. On Fridays, the record lowest high 44, set back in 1963, calling for a high of 49. So I think that one's safe. Even if we don't break or tie these records, it does show you that this is about as cold as we get this time of the year. Live look at downtown Utica, 52 degrees. You can see the pavement's wet. We've got rain on the way. Widespread rain is going to continue as we head into tonight. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. How much rain are we talking about? Well, between now and Friday evening, we're thinking totals will be between 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And over that time period, that 48 hours, while that is a pretty decent amount of rain, I'm not expecting this to cause any widespread issues in terms of flooding. There might be some ponding on roads, your lawn could get soaked, but I'm not expecting this to cause any basement flooding or river flooding as a whole. There could always be some issues in poor drainage areas, of course. And by the way, you can get weather warnings, weather information on your phone by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Skywatchers checking in. A cool day, Whitesboro 53, West Leiden 52, 46 in Curtis Corners, Jeff and Mohawk 52, Carroll and Worcester with 48. Steady rain continues to move in from the west. This area of low pressure is a slow mover. There's just not a lot in the jet stream to push this storm along, so it's going to be with us for a while. Steady rain tonight, overnight lows drop into the low 40s. Steady rain continues throughout Thursday with high temperatures only in the upper 40s. The rain will continue into tomorrow night. It may briefly mix with snow showers in the higher elevations of the Adirondacks. Not in the Mohawk Valley, though, but it will be a cold night. Temperatures on Friday only in the upper 40s with steady showers and drizzle. Things slowly improve heading into the weekend. Rain tonight, a low of 43. Rain continues tomorrow, 49 for the high. The weather pattern doesn't really change until the weekend. Clouds, showers, this steady rain becomes a lot less persistent Saturday and Sunday. We will have dry periods over the weekend. Monday looks to be the best of those 3 days, 66 degrees, sunshine, and then back to showers here Tuesday and Wednesday.
Plan your barbecues for Monday.
Yes.
Thank you, Bill. Still to come. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, and we're talking about rain for the next several days, and it's going to be all over the place, widespread.
Yeah, and we're going to be in the thick of this. This is going to be a pretty rough weather pattern, a cold rain that's going to be very persistent over the next several days, even into the weekend. This is going to bleed into Saturday.
Yeah.
Not going to rain the entire day Saturday, but I think the next 2 days are pretty close to being washouts. Again, we are going to climb out of this weather pattern, but we do have a couple of rough days to get through. Tonight, widespread rain. You can feel the winds picking up as well. Temperature 46 degrees at east-southeast wind at 16 miles an hour, making it feel like 39. We're going to have windy conditions over the next couple of days. Just a cold, raw day tomorrow as well as Friday. Temperatures only in the upper 40s. We will start to warm up. We'll be in the 50s over the weekend, but again, on and off showers. The weather does get nicer by Memorial Day, but again, a couple of rough days ahead. Rain tonight. I'm tracking how much rain falls. I'm going to let you know how much we can expect in 10 minutes. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, we have updated.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So I figured I'd just start out with the most depressing graphic and get it over with. This is the wind chill tomorrow versus the temperature. That's it. Upper 30s, low 40s. Bundle up. What month is this again? Is it really late May? It is. This is about as cold as it gets. Of course, you understand that. Have we actually broken any records, though? Tomorrow, the record coldest high is 47. And while it might feel colder throughout the day, I think we're going to miss that one by this much. That was set back in 2006. Friday's record lowest high, 44. I think that one's safe. But this is about as cold as it gets this time of the year, which means there's nowhere else to go but up. And we will be getting warmer as we look ahead. Live look in Oneonta, a dreary 41 degrees. The rain continues to spread in tonight and tomorrow. The totals through Friday look to be over an inch of rainfall. So it is a soaking rain. It's going to clog up the yard, make the yard very wet. In terms of any flooding, though, I don't think this is going to be an issue. And it's mainly because it's a slow accumulation of rainfall over this time, even though it's been pretty wet over the past couple of days. By the way, you can get weather alerts on your phone. It's easy to do. Download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Bigger picture shows widespread rain approaching from the south. This is all part of low pressure that's going to be developing and sliding in from the west. This is a slow mover. This slow slug of moisture is going to bring rain for the next 2.5 days. Tonight, widespread rain, overnight lows in the low 40s. The good news is that with the cloud cover in place, it prevents us from having a frost. I guess you can call that good news. It's still going to be pretty cold tonight, though. Tomorrow, again, temperatures only in the 40s, rain throughout the day, a washout. Rain continues into Friday. It might even switch over to snow showers in the highest of elevations of the Adirondacks tomorrow night. Not expecting an accumulation. By Friday, it's a cold rain. Temperatures continue to be in the 40s. Rain tonight, 43. Rain tomorrow, 49. Rain Friday, 49 degrees, but things do change for the weekend. We're tracking scattered showers Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures will be warmer. While it's still cool for May, it is going to be a lot warmer. It's going to feel better by the time we head into the weekend. And it's really going to turn around on Memorial Day. We'll should get some sunshine, temperatures in the mid-60s. We'll be in the upper 60s by Tuesday. Rain showers return in the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. You can hear the wind blowing out here on top of Smith Hill, along with the rain.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like November.
It's really changed here compared to earlier today. It's really cold outside. It's raw. The rain is with us. It's going to be sticking around for the next couple of days. There is an end in sight. That is the good news. But not going to try and sugarcoat things. The next couple of days are going to be rough here. A cold rain and a wind to be expected here in central New York. Live look at the Eric Phil Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Widespread rain continues. Temperatures are chilly. We're 46 degrees. It feels like 40 with that east-southeast wind sustained at 15 miles an hour. Temperatures are going to remain chilly over the next couple of days. We're in the 40s. The weather starts to turn around for the weekend. The rain becomes less persistent, but it's really going to be Monday where things are going to start to feel a lot better, and it's going to be a lot warmer. The rain tonight, a wind, a low of 43. Again, tracking rainfall amounts. So I'll let you know how much we can expect here over the next 2 days in about 10 minutes. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, we have new updated information from Ilion Police on their investigation into
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're just going to rip the Band-Aid off and get the bad news out of the way from the top. It's going to be cold, it's going to be miserable, it's going to be windy tomorrow, but it's not going to last. This is a look at the wind chill and the temperatures for Thursday. Look at this. Low 40s is what it's going to feel like for most of the day. At times it's going to feel like upper 30s. Combine that with the rain, and again, it's just not going to be a fun day to be outdoors. We are not breaking any records here, believe it or not. As cold as it is, it's actually been colder. The record lowest high, 47, set back in 2006. So we're not going to be that far behind it. Record low on Friday, 44, 1963. That'll be safe. But the next 2 days are going to be pretty miserable here in central New York. And it's all thanks to a nor'easter. It's a low pressure system off the Atlantic coast, drawing in that wind, the rain, and the cold temperatures. Live look in Oneonta. Temperature 41 degrees. Again, a dreary night across central New York. Widespread rain continues to move in from the south. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. How much rain are we talking about here? Over the course of the next 2 days, we pick up about an inch of rain. And that sounds like a lot, but if that comes down steady and relatively light, it really shouldn't cause a problem. It, of course, will make the lawn soaked. The backyard will be wet. Tough to mow the lawn, obviously, for the next several days. But in terms of any serious issues, and in terms of any river flooding, these numbers aren't high enough. It's not going to rain hard enough for that. But still, always something to keep an eye on, especially in poor drainage areas. You want a way to get weather warnings or even just keep an eye on the Doppler radar? An easy way to do that is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Widespread rain from a low pressure. You can see the broad circulation here, and this is a really slow mover. The storm itself doesn't develop until tomorrow, and that's why it's going to wrap in some of the coldest weather here tomorrow afternoon. Rain's going to continue tonight. Temperatures drop into the low 40s. We won't have to worry about frost because the clouds will prevent us from falling any further. Tomorrow, widespread rain throughout the day. Temperatures in the 40s. It'll be steady. It won't be super heavy, but it will be windy. The rain will briefly turn over to snow showers in the highest of elevations, specifically Hamilton County tomorrow night. Little accumulation there. A cold rain continues on Friday. Temperatures only near 50 degrees. I actually think we're going to be stuck in the 40s most of the day. Rain tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, rain continues, high of 49. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain Friday, 49. Things do change for the weekend. Scattered showers Saturday and Sunday. It's not as cold. The temperatures in the 50s. We're into the 60s with finally some dry weather on Monday. Showers return Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.